Okay, thank you, Madam Gaudensia. As you have introduced me, that my name is Mr. Abdulaziz. I'm teaching mathematics here in Tanzania. We have the school known as Malaika Schools. We have normal pupils with no any disabilities, but we also learn in colleges and whatever on how to deal with pupils with disabilities. So here today I have prepared something about Dyscalculia. These the people, all learners who have disabilities or problems in mathematics or arithmetic. We call it arithmetics or mathematics, the same. So here I'm going to pass through some, not before the strategies which we are going to use on helping the learners with Calculia problem. So here I have prepared the meaning. But the meaning, when we say the Dyscalculia problem or Dyscalculia disability, this is the learning disorder that affects the person's ability in understanding numbers-based information. So it means a learner or a child had a problem in recognizing the numbers and also remembering the numbers, but also processing all informations which involve mathematics or which involve arithmetics. So here we have the types of this dyscalculia, because dyscalculia it is divided into three types or into three forms. The first form is verbal dyscalculia. This is where the child has the difficulty in creating, memorizing, and calculating mathematics concepts. So sometimes we may say even the other people with no disabilities have the problem of calculating mathematics, but this differs from people with the problem and people who are normal. When we say creating people, these people with Calculia problem, they have a problem of creating or counting. They are hesitating in counting, but also they have problem of counting numbers by forgetting or by confusing the numbers. Just sometimes they write P instead of 9, or they may write 9 instead of P. So they just mixing the numbers. So this is verbal Calculia, but also we have reading and writing Arabic numerals. When you say Arabic numerals, we mean the normal numbers. It is mathematically, these are called Arabic numerals because we have two kinds of numbers. We have Roman numbers and we have Arabic numbers. So the child with this Calculia problem, they have a difficult or they meet difficult in understanding the numbers. So in reading numbers and writing numbers, they do confuse when they are writing numbers. So this is also a problem pertaining to this kind of Calculia. So the last or the third type of this kind of Calculia, it is called the number sense dyscalculia. So this, the child don't understand the concept number at all. It means when you introduce the concept of number, it means this child won't understand. So this is also the type of Calculia. So these are the types of Calculia which we have or which I have prepared. We might have another types, but for today, I have prepared these three types of Calculia, which we may also see the pupils or the child learners are involved in mathematics. And when they show some problems in identifying or recognizing the numbers, so we may analyze them based on these three types of Calculia. So apart from being with a problem of mathematical operation, I mean mathematical numbers, these people, these pupils or children with the problem of dyscalculia, but they are able to do some things like thinking. They can think. They have strong strategic thinking. They think. They are able to think. So if you involve them in calculating mathematics, they might think because they are able to do that thing. But also another thing which can be done by these people with a problem, it is called they can be able to manipulate, or they can be able to calculate things by physical contact. It means by counting the physical things. For example, if you have a bottle of water, you may show them that this is bottle one. If you take another one, and then if you combine them, this is 1, 2. So it means they are able to calculate, or they are able to manipulate mathematics when it is in physical, or when it can be touched. So this is the thing which they are able to. So we have the strategies of helping these learners with dyscalculia problem. But the first and foremost here, the dyscalculia pupils first need patience. You need to be patient. You need to be patient when you are teaching them, but also you need to be creative. You need to be creative, but also you need to use multisensory method. Multisensory method. It means you need to do more than 2 things at the same time. It means if it is clapping hand, then you need to use clapping hand. You need to use the musical. You need to use the rhythms. So all things should be used at the same time. So you need to be more creative to teach these people with dyscalculia problem. So the pupils may succeed in mathematics, but we have this strategy which should be used in teaching the people with calculus. So the first strategy when you are teaching these people, the first strategy is we need to start with concrete objects. This is the first strategy when you are teaching a pupil or learner or a person with dyscalculia problem. We need to start with the concrete object. What do we mean when you say the concrete object? We mean that we need to use the real object. We must use the real object. For example, if you have a blocks, you must use the blocks. If you have beans, or you have the bottle tops, they must be used. Or the coins, you might use the coins, so as to make them aware that what we are doing here is we are doing an operation of addition, or we are adding numbers. So what are we adding? They must have the object, the real objects. They should touch the object. If it's a bottle, you need to show them that this is the bottle. Or if you have beans, you need to group them, the beans. So in order to make them understand. But also this will help them to build the sense of numbers before the symbols. Because remember, when we are doing operation of mathematics, the operation means this means addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. So before introducing multiplication or addition or subtraction, first you need to introduce them with the real object. Then after, you will introduce the symbols. The symbol, or is called the sign. If it's the addition sign, you show them this is addition sign, this is subtraction sign. But before that, you need to start with the real object. So that's the strategy number 1. The strategy number 2, we need to use the visual and color coding. The visual and color coding. When we say the visual and color coding, here we mean we need to write when we are teaching these learners, we need to use the different colors. How are we going to use the different colors? When we are writing numbers, for example, you are taking 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3. These numbers should be written with the different colors. If you have decided maybe for 2, you are going to use red color. So you will write 2 by using red color. And then addition sign will have another color, maybe green. Then another number, maybe 3, should have we can say the yellow color, because we need to use the bright colors which will be remembered in their brain. So here you use the coding, you use the color. It means If they see the color, maybe it is red, then they will understand that red represents a certain number. Even though it's not claiming, but this color will help them to differentiate between 3 and 4 or 3 and 2. Because when they see color, the bright colors will make them understand that this number should be added with the operation, maybe a certain operation. But also, we use the number line or the number chart and diagram instead of long written instruction. Because these people, dyscalculic child might also, this not might, because always will have the verbal problem, but also reading will have a problem. So by writing many words or many instructions, this will also confuse them when they are really struggling to identify the number. So you need to make your instruction short, and then you show them the number. Or because our syllabuses nowadays mathematics involve a lot of words. It's like a literature, but it is mathematics. It involves a lot of words. So what you need to do when you have a calculic pupils, you need to identify where does the question lie. For example, we have maybe the word problem pertaining to addition. So you need to tell them that whenever you meet something, this is addition. Or you may show them that this is the number and this is the number. Then here, the operation which is needed here is addition. So by that time, they will know how to add. Instead of writing many instructions, that will be the problem. Or sometimes you may highlight the operation that this question needs subtraction. So you just highlight the operation. So when they meet the highlight of that word, then they will know that this is addition, so they must add. So that is the strategy number 2. We are out of time, but let me go fast. Then the third step, the third strategy, we use step by step. It means we break our lesson into different parties. If it is operation, then we make a small state, which will make these people to understand, and without going fast. We are not supposed to go fast. We are not supposed to go fast because these people need to understand. So you need to be slow and don't make the lesson to be long. Just make as short as possible so as not to confuse them or boring. Don't make the lesson to be bored, to be boring, so that they don't get bored, so not to confuse the concept. So make the lesson very short and divide that lesson into different, just simple, this called small parts. So this will make them to build the confidence, but also repeat that step so as to make them understand. That is strategy number 3. Number 4, we need also to relate the things we are teaching to the real life context. We need to relate them. If it is addition, show them that this is addition, and tell them, for example, if it is you're taking an apple, maybe you take 2 apples plus 3 apples, the things which they know in their daily life. If you are telling them to add, maybe take 2 mangoes plus 2 mangoes, they know mangoes. 2 blocks plus 2 blocks, they know blocks. So try to use the real context things. But also the fifth strategy is use the rhythm, songs, and movement. For example, this mostly especially when you are doing multiplication, because multiplication becomes difficult to the normal child. So when it comes to this dyscalculic child, this becomes a very big problem. So you need to use the simple rhythms and songs and movement. You can use claps, you can use songs, but also you can use another strategies like jumping, so as to make them happy when they're learning. But the moment they're happy, something enters in their head without forgetting. So this is the 5th strategy. The 6th strategy is technology and games. So we use the Montessori numbers. I think we can go through the Montessori numbers, how they look like. So this also is emphasized to be used for this child with calcolic problem. But also encourage, this is the seventh strategy, encourage oral explanation. Encourage oral explanation. Let the child say their thinking loud. Let them say, what are they thinking about addition? So you give them a chance to speak. So if they speak something, it means you will understand or you will get to know what is in their mind. So this also helps them to process the step, but also to avoid confusion from reading errors. So if they speak what they think, you will also get to know what are they thinking, and also you will know where the problem is, and then you will correct the mistakes. So that is number 7. And the last here, but not least, it is be patient and positive. You know that teaching these dyscalculic pupils, it needs the patient, but also you need to be positive. You need to, when you say to be positive, it means you need to congratulate for the simple achievement, like make them to clap hands or appreciate their contributions, but also give them, you celebrate the success, even if it is simple. Just make them that you can tell them to clap their hands, or you can give them the sweets, the simple gifts, so that to show them that you're appreciating what they are doing. So these are the strategies which I have prepared. But also these strategies for mathematics teachers knows that, I'm teaching the lower classes. I'm teaching the lower classes, grade 3, grade 4. But I'm also teaching the other levels, but I'm based in the lower levels. So when you're teaching mathematics to the child, especially the age from 8 to 10, 11, you need to give them a praise, because they need to be praised with the simple things. So these steps we have used here, they can also be used to the other children or to other learners who have know this, those who haven't, they have know this problem of dyscalculic. It means the normal people. We can use also these ways, apart from this visual, maybe the concrete object, but also there are some ways which can be used so as to make mathematics very simple and enjoyable. That is mine. Thank you. Maybe if there is any question, any suggestion, contribution. Thank you, Madam Gaudensia.
Teacher Abdul, I'll ask the first question. I didn't get very clearly technology, the strategy number 6. Could you maybe explain it more? I think you went quite fast there.
Oh. The technology and games here, we might have the games which involve numbers. We know mathematics sometimes becomes hard when we don't use the technology, or we don't involve the technology when we are learning mathematics. So here I have, we have the Montessori numbers. These are designed, the Montessori numbers designed for dyscalculic learners. So these numbers can be used, the Montessori numbers, they can be used for these purposes, because those numbers have different colors. As I have said firstly there, that you can use the number or you can color the number so as to make them remember the numbers by looking the colors. So these Montessori numbers, they have different, it's like a game, but these numbers are designed for making pupils, most especially the pupils with problems, to remember or to recall whenever they meet a certain number or the same number anywhere. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you so much. And I think another strategy that I didn't get very clearly is the use of rhythmic music, strategy number 5.
Okay. The use of music is like, as I have said, like teaching multiplication table with the songs or clapping our hands. For example, you can say 2 times 2, 4, just like it claps. Or you can say 2 times 2, they claps 4 claps, 1, 2, 3, 4. It means whenever they meet 2 times 2, they will remember the songs which we are singing. That is the rhythms and songs and movement. You can decide to move in class. Maybe you're in class and you want to move around in a line. So you can just make a line and then you are moving, singing the table, clapping hands, so as to make them remember and enjoy the lesson. That's what I meant.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Teacher Abdul. And I just want to ask something. Sorry, guys. I think this lesson is very important for all of us. Let me ask the last question. Teacher Abdul, you've been using, which system do you use at your school? Is it Nectar or it's Cambridge or it's Montessori or it's Nectar?
It is Nectar. Yeah.
When you mentioned Montessori, I thought you were using the Montessori system.
No, we don't. We are using Nectar system.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I get. Okay. I think that's my last question. Participants, you're welcome to ask or add. I see there's a comment from Caro. Caro is saying, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Picked on 3 strategies, Montessori approaches, praises, and relation to real life examples. That was a pick for me. I really appreciate. Thank you, Caro, for your feedback. I've also actually picked quite a few strategies, and I wrote all of them down. They're very important. So thank you, Teacher Abdul. I also see Umi. Greetings from Morogoro. Thank you, Umi, for the greetings. I welcome any questions or comments to the participants. Anyone? I can see a hand from Philbert. Philbert, you're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Audience. Also, thank you so much, the presenter of today, Teacher Abdul Aziz, all the way from Malaika School. You have presented very well, so I congratulate you, teacher, for your nice presentation. But also, I can add some few points. Teaching about pupil with dyscalculia or any pupil, when it comes to mathematics, a teacher needs to be more creative. To my perception, I think a mathematics teacher has to be more and more creative than any other teacher, basing on the nature of the subject it is. One among the approach which a teacher or a parent at home can implement to help the pupil with dyscalculia is also offering positive reinforcement, like you celebrate the small success to boost the confidence. You may find you have given a pupil, or it is your son or daughter at home, you have given some questions, and you may find out of 10 questions, and he has got 2 questions correct. 8 questions or 8 attempts he has got wrong. To my side, I think this pupil need to be rewarded for getting correct 2 questions by giving him a positive reinforcement. Most of teachers, and particularly mathematics teachers, you may find You may find a pupil has got wrong question. The teacher starts to become very harsh, maybe using very strong sticks, insulting the child. By doing so to a pupil with dyscalculia, you will not make that pupil to love your subject. First of all, you'll be creating enmity, you teacher and that particular child. So my point here I can add is to offer the positive reinforcement. But also, what I can say, another point to add out there is to collaborate with supportive systems. Now, when I talk collaborating with supportive systems, here we talk about teachers, parents, and specialists like the education psychologists. Also, a teacher should also work very closely. You may know, for example, Cowdens, you have your child. You know better your child than a teacher, because ever since he was born, during his childhood, you have been spending time with him, so you know better. So once a teacher, you collaborate with a teacher, you can also share, teacher, I know maybe you can help me in this angle. I know my boy maybe likes counting small balls, or maybe he likes drawing triangles, or whatever, anything what you discover to your child, you can share to the teacher, then it can help. Also, when we talk about collaborate with supportive systems, uh, having an individualized education plan, this we call it IEP, an individualized education plan. Now, when we talk about an individualized educational plan, this goes to one particular child one after another. Sometimes it may not be applicable if you have 200 pupils or 150 pupils, but if you have a lesser number, or you have few pupils, maybe around 40 or 30, you can set an individualized education plan whereby you deal with a single child in a class. You discover the problems, the difficulties, the challenges with which your pupils have. Then you start dealing with those challenges. You may have a class of 40 pupils, but I believe out of 40 pupils, you may find each pupil may have his or her own challenge. After discovering through this IEP, individualized education plan, it can help you to sort out to sort out those challenges, and you become and you help the pupils. Also, I can add to mathematics teachers who are with us today. Dear mathematics teachers, sometimes if we pressurize the pupils, now instead of a pupil to understand you, you'll be increasing the pressure. Now, once the pressure increase, you lower the concentration, the concentration ability. So my point is, you give pupils extra time, and also reduce pressure, allow to extend time for mathematics tasks, and test to these pupils with challenge. Maybe you can add maybe like 20 minutes. I know even in national exams, you may find the pupils with some challenges are normally added maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So also another thing I can add here to reduce the pressure. You may find a mathematics teacher pressurizing the kid. This will not help. Also, I see teachers has spoken about using of incorporate technologies and tools, but also I can, lastly, let me put more emphasis also on relating mathematics to a real life. You know, after all, I used to ask myself a question. My mathematics teacher taught me about finding X, and I don't see the impact of finding X in my life. Sorry, mathematics teachers who are here, but what I want to say is relating these concepts. You may find you are teaching a pupil to find X, then maybe you can try to relate your concept with the real life. This will make a pupil to create to love your subject. If I learn mathematics, then I will know that I will implement this in this and that and that. Thank you so much, Gaudens.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Philbert. That was a good addition. And actually, you made me have more questions. But I see Carol K is requesting for the notes. Teacher Abdul Aziz, if you can help us with the notes. I know you didn't have slides, but maybe you could prepare them a bit and share. You see there's demand for them. This is what we normally do. Thank you so much. I'm going to give a chance to Carol. You have a question. Your hand is up.
Thank you very much, Claudence. And I feel like Dr. Philbert has said everything I wanted to say. But the other thing, I just wish that most of our teachers were on this platform, because maybe this is coming on the side from the specialists who have identified, who have screened these learners and knows exactly what they have, whether it is dyscalculia or it is dyslexia. Now, with all these wonderful strategies they've shared with us, as specialists, we may apply, or we might start using, or we're already using. But how about the teachers who don't know exactly what these children have? Like, they don't know what is disturbing them. That's where the point of teachers being aggressive, not appreciating, not using all the approaches they've just shared with us this evening, they will not apply. Like, they want to know. Maybe this can also be to us, like, to call for more educators, more stakeholders. I appreciate the grandma who is here with us this evening in the meet. Like, she has taken the initiative to come and join, to learn more on how to help the child back at home. But if all stakeholders were involved, like parents, like Dr. Philbert said, making ILPs, individualized education plans for these children, if they are shared with the parents at home, they are shared with the teachers who are handling these learners, they know exactly how they can help these learners. And the other thing was, okay, maybe our presenter for today was focusing on large classes, like, these are the children in my class and these are the strategies I'm going to use. I would also advise at some point, maybe we do one-on-one, because in a whole class it might fail. We might fail to support the need that they have at that moment. But now, if we come back in our resource centers, in our rooms, and we support an individual, we look at now a child, one individual child who needs this support. Even if it is 10 minutes per day, it can make a difference. Sorry, guys.
It's okay, Carol. That was a good addition. And I can see some hands. Anna Masioke, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Gaudens. I am really impressed by the way, Mwalimu, you have done a great presentation, a breathtaking presentation, by the way. I really want to know if, do teachers get that when they go for their diplomas or degree in school? And if that's the case, I am wondering, I think a lot of teachers do not really do what you have just presented. You as a person, what role do you play in making sure that other teachers are aware of dyscalculic children, as you mentioned earlier? Do you really talk? Do you really teach other people to do what you have just presented to us right now? I am really impressed. I really want to know if that is always happening.
I can see someone, before Philbert, you answer. I see Elizabeth Wayua has sent a response to your question, Anna Masioke. By the way, those who do not know Anna Masioke, she's our ambassador. She's in the media. She works for the biggest media channel in Tanzania, which is called TBC, Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation. And we are always very much honored to have Anna because she's an ambassador. She's learning so that she can use the knowledge to share in the media. You understand, the media has a very strong, powerful influence in our community. So Anna, there's a response to your question already. Before Philbert, before Malim Abdul, you can come. This is another teacher saying, I'm a teacher by training. This is not part of teaching training, teacher training. It's a new thing. So in Kenya, there is retooling to make teachers aware of inclusion. I know about dyslexia because I took special training in it. So this is another experience from a teacher by profession who says this was not taught. So Mr. Abdul Aziz, where did you get this knowledge from? And what are you doing about it?
Thank you. We know that we have two kinds of education. We have inclusion and this which excludes some people with disabilities. As Madam said there, that how do I help other teachers on how to overcome this kind of problems we have? We have some what we call like the trainings, which we always see it as the school. Now we are in the school wise because I have not get an ability to reach the maybe say the country wise or the other part where people are not aware about this technique or strategies. But I have my Instagram account whereby I always show the simple ways in how to calculate mathematics, but also the ways of making mathematics easy to the pupils. So sometimes I use my time to explain on how to teach pupils by using the simple ways. As we know, the children, mostly, especially these young ones, they have a problem when it comes to mathematics. Confusing numbers. This problem of confusing numbers doesn't affect only the dyscalculic pupils, but also even the normal pupils, they meet with kind of problem. So I always try to figure out how to help these people by using different blogs. I always watch different people with different ways on teaching mathematics. So I have not done a lot about helping or about educating other teachers on these methods because I'm basing on the normal pupils, the pupils with no any problem. But when it comes for the pupils with the disabilities, maybe to share in the seminar or to give them the training that we need to do this and that. But for sure, madam, I've not done a lot about this. But if we can have a chance to educate, or if we can have a chance to give the training to some people on how to tackle the concepts of mathematics, this might be good for us and also for the young mathematicians. We call them the young mathematicians because we're preparing the mathematics generation. So that is what I can say.
Thank you so much, Teacher Abdul. I know you're doing quite a lot because actually, and I would like you to share your handle, your social media handle, because I would like to follow and also teach my son. Actually, my son also has dyscalculia. So I would like you to share your handle here so that even parents can use it and other teachers. So I would like to support that. Actually, friends, in this meeting today, you see, he's already sharing his knowledge with us in this platform and we don't pay him. He just offered his time, his internet to share this with us. And this is very kind of you, Malim. And actually, I'm also going to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Philbert for connecting us to Malim Abdul. So this is a way we are supporting each other and we can all, in our small way, do something like he's doing in this platform on his social media. Thank you. I see a hand from Charles Chazuka. You're welcome, Mr. Charles. Charles, welcome. I see your hand up.
Okay, thank you very much. Really, was a nice presentation. I did appreciate what Teacher Abdul done, but it's just for the comment for mathematics teachers. Here in Tanzania, I don't know more about in Kenya, but here in Tanzania, we can afford mathematics because of the teacher's habit, mathematics teacher habits. We just call them the punishment, the way they punish students, pupils in schools. It may happen to students to not to like the subject and the teacher actual. So what I need is to suggest to them to reduce the corporal punishment, if not to stop it out, and to create the good rapport between teachers and the student. Here in Tanzania, we lack that. We lack much, especially in public schools. There's no good rapport between teachers and the student. Students, they are afraid. They are teachers because the teachers is not friendly to their student. They are punishing them all the time. So to the student who are having dyscalculia, it will be more difficult when you are dealing with their challenges. So that is my opinion to mathematics teachers. But I appreciate their presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Actually, you reminded me that I teach children, but at church, not in a school, but at church. I teach children who are between 4 years. No, I teach all children, but currently my class has 6 to 9 years. And every time before we start our class, I always ask them how their week was. And they tell me why. So it's always very sad to hear children say that I had a very bad week because I was beaten at school. And some schools, actually, those children tell me they beat you according to the number of wrongs you get. So imagine you have a child who has dyscalculia, who is getting only 2 out of maybe 50 questions. How many sticks are those they're getting?
About 40.
It's very, very sad. And you know what? Elizabeth has mentioned something here that is very, very important, that special needs is a special kind of training. It is not part of mass training of teachers. One has to go out and seek this out by themselves. But in future, it will be in mainstream teacher training. So imagine all these children who might have dyscalculia or not extreme cases, they are all in the mainstream, in these mainstream schools. Because teachers in mainstream are not SEN teachers, they're not special education teachers. So they're in mainstream and they do not know about dyscalculia like Malim Abdul has shared to us this evening. So it means if they're still receiving CAMs equivalent to the wrongs they scored, we are killing those children. They will never have any confidence and they will lose hope in life maybe, and it's very bad, honestly. So thank you, Charles Chazuka. Chazuka is actually based in Patandi, which is a model school for inclusion. Thank you for joining our session. It's so good to have you here.
Gaudenza?
Yes.
It is not a school. I'm here at Patan Teachers College. It is Teachers College.
Yes.
We are training teachers for special needs education.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, I call it a school for teachers, which is not right. So it's a TTC, a Teachers Training College. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
It's always good to have people like you in our midst because you're preparing our teachers who are going to help children with special education needs. Abdallah Bakari, your name has been up. Thank you for your patience. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, but you could increase your volume so we hear you even more.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Abdallah Bakari, as it said there. I'm a special need teacher. Currently, I'm teaching at a school here. I'm glad that I joined this meeting, and I'm glad with the topics, with the presentation that you people that you have made. It was awesome, amazing. But then it's come to my mind like I have at least to say something. Since I have been working with these special needs, we have this kind of, it's like a belief or a myth, I can say, that mathematics is hard and mathematics is very challenging. But I can say to you guys, with my special needs student that have been working with them, mathematics was among of the subject that they are doing the best rather than other subjects. Therefore, why do I introduce this point? I find it to teachers that it is challenging. I don't know if is the correct word to use, challenging or what. Teacher, they don't find the best ways to accommodate those all the students to teach them mathematics. And let's now come to this, the topic of today, that is talking about the dyscalculia. For us, that we are dealing with these special needs students, for us there is no problem since we know the interventions to give them. But the challenge is coming to the mainstream schools where they don't have these interventions for these for these students that they have challenges in different areas, like those with a dyscalculia. And where the challenge mostly comes.
I can't hear the speaker. Is it only me or we lost him?
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Abdallah?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Sorry, we lost you at some point.
Thank you so much. So I was saying that the first important point for teachers is identification of this sort of knowledge, or to be a special needs teacher, or to be any kind of expert that deals with a special needs student. This needs a teacher to identify that these are certain children here. I'm just teaching with a lot of methods, but it seems that the student does not get me. So what's wrong with this student? Then from there, it is where now you will be able to take another step and make the identification of the challenge that this problem have. But most of the teachers, they just rush into the conclusion that mathematics is hard and these children does not understand it, he's not a mathematician, maybe you try another subject. Now, that's where the challenge starts. But trust me, there are those students that I'm teaching currently, and they do have this dyscalculia, but they don't find mathematics hard. But for the teachers who are in mainstream, for the teachers who are teaching mathematics, and I was hearing someone said that they don't have training for this special need. Yes, it's true. But for instance, for here Tanzania, in order for you to be a teacher and to be qualified to have either a degree or a diploma, you must go for a certain course that is called Introduction to Special Needs Education. You won't be given a full knowledge of it to be expert like a special need teacher, but you'll be given, you'll find learners with learning difficulties, like they give you the brief of it, now what to do, the identification of it and everything. Therefore, from there now, it means that you teacher, you need to equip yourself. Like if you find a certain learners with different challenges, how am I going to deal with them? It needs you now to boost your knowledge. It needs now you to give a lot of attention to the learners, not just to reach in the conclusion. Therefore, I argue mathematics teachers, I I I I want them to get a knowledge. I want them not to 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 preach the mathematics that it's hard, not them to leave the learners behind. You know, mathematics is the one of the subjects that leave all learners behind. It's only go with a little people or a little groups, but a lot of learners, everyone is preaching mathematics is hard because of this. So I'm sorry, mathematics teacher, I'm not saying that you're not doing your work. You guys, you are so amazing. But what about us now? We hate mathematics, we preach it hard. Those as we have different challenges of different kinds. For instance, if you're talking even about this dyscalculia, it had the wide range of it. Which part of dyscalculia are you talking about? It is very range. There are those people who they do have challenge in processing. If you give them the words problem, it's challenging for them. There are those people challenged with the visual spatial difficulties. If you give them like those visual graphs and everything, they will fail to interpret. So you see now, this one is very wide. It needs us to be equipped with this knowledge to understand every learner in our class. As you know, the word now is campaigning for the inclusion. Now, as teacher now, as mathematics teacher and everyone, we need to equip ourselves to welcome these learners in our mainstream class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teacher Abdul, and I'm proud of teachers like you who are doing a great job assisting students. Friends, we have 1 minute to go. I just wanted to know, is there a burning question? I don't see a hand. So I wanted to congratulate you all for joining, and thank you so much for coming. Mwalimu Abdul, you did an amazing job. I wish you can share this knowledge with all the teachers in this world on how to approach mathematics. And I'm really proud of all the teachers who are doing their best. And we have them. You can already see in our platform, we have them, those who have spoken. Let's continue supporting our teachers. They cannot do it on their own. Like one of the speakers, Dr. Philbert, said this evening, parents, we know our children better. There's a way if we say something, the teacher might get a hint on how to approach a child better. And I also wanted to just challenge you teachers who are here. If I have an IEP and my class has 40 students and I have a period of mathematics which has 40 minutes or 45 minutes, how do I use this IEP to teach all the students and teach them according to their IEP? I know you're doing an amazing job and keep it up. We are planning a marathon. We would love your support. Please join us in any way possible. You can come and run with us. You can sponsor those who are able to. We welcome schools, and we have a very special package for students actually, because it's an inclusive event. We have a package for only 10,000 Tanzania shillings, and this you will run, you will get a Shanga medal and all the other facilities. Otherwise, the tickets are going for 35,000 Tanzania shillings. And this is actually going to give you a medal, it's going to give you a t-shirt, a sports bag, you get a wristband, you know, all these things you get for only 35,000 Tanzania shillings. You're welcome to support us in any way, and we are grateful for your support. Don't miss next week. You see, we've learned amazing things today. And I wish you could be inviting those teachers, those parents, those community members who need to be aware of these things. Please don't come alone. Share this. And if you're not in our support group, we are free to admit you. We are only about 450, so we have room for many more to come. I've put my contact on the chat, so you're welcome to inbox me. Florence, welcome. How can we get the recording? Florence from Uganda, Hill Preparatory School. Sorry, I joined late. How you can get the recording, Florence, is by joining us on the support group, because we share. We actually upload these things on YouTube. So this recording tomorrow, you will find it on YouTube. So I've shared my number there again. What you need to do is to inbox me, you join the support group, and then you will get all the material, We put this up on YouTube, and then we put the material there. Teacher Abdul, I didn't see your handle for social media. What name do you use?
There I use me Abdul.
You use?
I use Math Kids Tutor. This
Math Kids Tutor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be looking for you right now after this. And thank you, you did very well. I'm honestly grateful for your presentation. Thank you guys, good evening, and see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
See you next Tuesday. Abdul, I hope you keep joining. We need to learn more from you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Abdul.
you too, Philbert. Abdallah, make sure you join next time.
Okay, thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you all this evening. Thank you.